amigos, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy III on Nintendo Entertainment System. This is Tails Froga, and this is not post-commentary. Alright, so in the last part, I managed to mess up the audio and such for, the last couple parts because I didn't realize that my microphone wasn't plugged in. Therefore, I started blabbering on about things, and as it turns out, you guys weren't getting any of that. So in part 22, I did a bunch of captions. And in part 23, I decided that you guys would rather, or I decided for you guys that you'd want to read what I was talking about for each area and stuff, so there we go, saying "and stuff" again. Really gotta stop doing that. And stuff. Okay, right, anyway. Continuing on, I'm going to want to bring in some Dragoon equipment. I'm pretty sure Dragoons can wield the current armor that our Viking can wield. But the reason I want to bring Dragoons is if I remember correctly, Dragoons will actually have a bit of importance in this next area. Not so much as dealing damage to enemies, rather than preventing them from doing something which can cause a lot of well, let's just say it causes a lot of havoc. This next dungeon in particular is something I really don't want to get into, and unfortunately we have to go into it, so welcome to the Ancient Ruins. And welcome to our first random encounter, Pyralis. These are very, very easy to kill enemies. Easy enough. Despite their large size, they don't pack too much HP, and we've got twin defenders, so we pretty much defeat them anyway. I actually had somebody on Mega Man Balneric Chrono X forums and stuff. There's the guy that does the music for Chrono X, and I'm just gonna say this right now, he is amazing with the music. But he was asking about the attack multiplier and how I was getting like 8 hits and stuff, and what the logic behind that is. And there's an attack multiplier which is based on your current level and your current agility, as well as your current attack power as well. So if I remember correctly, the attack multiplier is your agility divided by 16, plus your level divided by 16, plus 1. Or something along the lines of that. Anyway, story progression. The cave was filled with adamantite, so we couldn't proceed ahead. The cave was filled with random encounters, so we couldn't proceed ahead. But once again, not difficult. We're punching dragons in the face and cutting them. So it's not difficult, and I realized Raph came in with a pretty or Raph didn't come in with as much HP as I was planning, but we still have like max MP for everything, or... Alright, so what do you say? We're excavating the ancient ruins. You don't say. The cave walls collapsed during the earthquake. Our party should be beyond, but... Alright, so we have to progress down here. Problem is, there's adamantite, which is indestructible, right? Leave it to me. If I strike it with the Rock of the Dream World, even adamantite should vanish into the Klepta dimensions. It's dangerous, so watch from over there. And Unei is destroying adamantite, the hardest material we know of, with a rock. My age is catching up to me. Go on, hurry ahead. Alright. Enemies in this dungeon don't start getting bad until... Oh, don't start getting bad until now. These are Dino Zombies. We remember fighting them in an earlier dungeon. I believe it was the optional undersea cave place. But now is where they start to get very annoying. They have fairly bulky HP mounts. You really want to deal as much damage to them as possible. They're undead, so you can hit them with a cure spell to deal damage. The only problem is they can also inflict fairly high amounts of damage per turn. And... well, like I said, they also pack a bit of HP, and sometimes like this, they attack in groups as well. And when they attack in groups, they always attack either via ambush or via bank attack. I don't think I've ever had a normal, regular encounter with these guys that has been 2 of them. And likewise, I don't think I've ever been ambushed or back attacked by one. But yeah, we got victory. See, I've realized that Vikings are misunderstood. You may not like them, but maybe you should. God, I'm gonna catch hell for referencing Squirrel Boy, aren't I? Reflect Mail. Does Raph have a... Yes, he does. Okay, Reflect Mail is pretty much the strongest armor we have so far. And we're back. Okay, just have to clear some turds out of the pool. Alright, so we go in here, and we can go around here. Every painting found in the ruins has what looks like a gigantic ship on it. I have a feeling something extraordinary is in these ruins. Abandoned merchants snuck weapons and armor out of the ancient ruins and are selling them. Okay. Well, we can buy items from the ancient ruins. What should we buy right now? We should probably stock up on high potions. Oh, high potion. And that's pretty much all we're gonna need right now. So we bought 15 high potions. I'm not gonna make any more references to the room right now because only Ashen's fans would get it. But anyway, I have no idea. I don't compare microphone results all the time, so I have no idea whether the microphone setup I usually use, in which I use a USB mic, is any better than using a camcorder to record audio and stuff. Alright, so we can buy a Triton hammer and a tomahawk and an ancient sword. Pretty much weapons we already have by now. We're pretty much good for that attack power and such. I wonder, does the ancient sword pack any attack benefit bonuses? No it doesn't. I forgot what the ancient sword actually, does. See, you've got to excuse me, my memory's a bit foggy. Anyway, and the defender swords are good for defense anyway, so... Alright, there's no equipment that Mikey can equip. Curses, he's going to fall into the range of glass cannons very soon. I don't really like glass cannons all that much. I know glass is in my name on some is in my username in some forums and whatnot, and image boards, but I mean... Alright, a single dino zombie. It's a single dino zombie, so it obviously hasn't been to any sites like eHarmony lately or something. God, that was the worst joke ever. I'm sorry. Your brains, they are probably bleeding. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But anyway. Right. Man, even with the optimum armor we have, these enemies are still dealing quite a bit of damage. Oh, these guys. Yikes. This is why I wanted to bring in a Dragoon, I think. If I remember correctly, Dragoons, or at least the jump command, will prevent enemies from splitting. Another way that you can prevent enemies from splitting is to confuse them all. And I believe poisoning enemies is also a valid strategy. I wouldn't try it right now because we don't have any party members that can cast poisoning spells. But the big problem with these enemies is that they pack a lot of health for enemies that are so gosh darn numerous as well. So what we really want to do is just try to exhaust them. Which is much easier said than done, as we're probably going to end up exhausted as well. Alright, so we're gonna attack. But, I mean, I don't know what we want, and you'll probably tell us what we want, what we really, really want. So, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And you know? But these enemies, I really, really don't want these enemies. They're not friends, that's why they're called enemies. They try to hurt, they try to rape me up the butt, so I'm gonna attack them. with my punches in your face and your eyeballs and your eye faces and your what the hell am I singing about? Do you guys ever know what I'm talking about when I talk about things? Because... Alright, no, if I remember correctly, the Ancient Sword actually puts enemies to sleep, which I think is useful against these enemies in particular, because... I mean, these are far from the most threatening enemies in this dungeon either. There's another enemy that we're going to encounter later on, an enemy called Eater. And you probably saw what one Eater was able to do. Try when they start to appear in groups of 3. But yeah, the main thing in battling these guys is to simply try to keep your health up and try to overpower them. Don't start wasting all your MP on fighting them, but make sure you've got good equipment, and make sure you can keep your health up if you need to. That's pretty much the only plan of action we have. But yeah, like I said, those are far from the most threatening enemies in this dungeon, but since they can summon more of themselves, they're still pretty good for, level grinding and whatnot. Alright, so we found a chakra. Mikey already has a chakra equipped. Okay. Well, we might as well heal right now, too. If need be, I might get... You know what? I'm gonna see if a Dragoon is any better against these enemies. Not that I don't like the Viking Jump class, like, I like the Viking Jump class. I like the Viking Jump class much more than I like the Minnesota Vikings. Don't all Vikings come from Minnesota? Okay, so... Diamond helmet, and... diamond gloves. And then this hand has a wind spear. Alright, so we do lose a bit of attack power, but... we do have the ability... Okay, the ability to drain health, however, is hella useful. I mean... did I really just say hella? Hella Keller! Oh, snap, rim shot. Boom shakalaka. Okay, so we get the first strike here. So obviously we're high enough level to get the first strike. Hopefully we can kill these enemies before they start to kill us. So is Ralph gonna come down anytime soon? Nope, split. Alright, you know what? No. I actually don't... oh. So what we've learned here is the split enemies and stuff. When they split, they have lower HP than if they hadn't split, so... well, that's probably fairly obvious. In order to split something, you'd pretty much just cut it in half. Alright, so we got a Northwind from that battle, so... Northwind's gonna be pretty efficient, or... it's not really gonna be efficient, because we don't have... oh. Elven Claws, maybe we should have kept the claw equipment. If I remember correctly, Elven Claws are... good. So we should have kept the claw weapons in our inventory. Mother, father. I'm not gonna start cursing all up in this joint. As much as I'd want to. That's one of the weird things about, like, profanity and stuff. I mean, I don't really want to say it, but I can't prevent myself from saying it. And, oh. Right, I forgot to mention that. Enemies don't take any damage or restore any damage from getting hit by blood weapons if they're undead, so... or at least that didn't take any damage, but it had the colors as if it... mother, father! But it... yeah, you see, we're getting damaged for attacking that enemy. So maybe we should switch to Viking, and maybe we should also bring Dawn back from the dead. luckily, we had a Phoenix down in our inventory. Oh yeah. I feel like I am a winner for remembering that we have Phoenix Downs in our inventory. Also, I feel like a winner for copying off of someone, because I'm pretty sure Mother Father is like one of Super Genius's catchphrases, and I like Super Genius. It's funny. He's not like me. I'm not funny. He is funny. I'm only funny when I'm saying weird things like or stuff like that. I'm not even funny when I say things like that, because you guys think I'm on drugs or something, and I guess I kinda am, but I do take a prescription. I take ADHD drugs, and I don't have ADHD per se, but it kinda helps me because I still have trouble focusing at times. But I get to take the first readily available non-stimulant prescription ADD pill. I'm so happy. Look at me, I'm so happy. Hooray. Okay. Right, so the further down we go into this dungeon, the stronger the enemies are. And God, I swear, if I have to look at another Pyralis one more time. Alright, so as we go farther in... So yeah, false alarm there. I thought we were going to be fighting enemies that were actually new and fun to fight. Oh, wow. Fancy that. Final Fantasy III, you know I love you, but you do these weird things that make me not love you. God, I feel like I'm the living embodiment of that catchphrase from the Smoking Gun World's Dumbest commercials and stuff. Hope for the best, but expect the worst. And that's pretty much how it really is. I mean, it's amazing how well that phrase just fits to me in these various situations that I get into in this. And not just in this game, but in, like, real life, too. I mean, real life is full of things where you're hoping for the best, but you just can't help but be skeptical of what's going to happen. I mean, you never really know. And, oh, God, no, these things. Oh, man. These are my least favorite enemies to be fighting right now. Eaters. They're kind of like... If I remember correctly, they're kind of like lower HP, higher attack, slightly more annoying versions of Azraels, and they're kind of like those Balor enemies we saw in the Salonia Catacombs as well. They're not fun! They aren't fun to fight. They're kind of nifty to look at sometimes, but I mean, like... These aren't fun enemies. These are enemies that I hate fighting. But they don't have that much HP. Not as much as the Azraels do. And they split a lot. So they keep on having less and less HP. And you see their Toad is actually a fairly effective strategy in terms of killing them and stuff. And casting Confuse on them is also a valid strategy. Poisoning them is also a good strategy. Pretty much, these things are a test of how much MP you have left. And how much sanity you have left as well, because these things are crazy. These things are the night Santa went crazy. These things are the night Saint Nick went insane. I mean, look at these things. They even look like they would barbecue Blitzen. Come on! Now you've got me making Weird Al references all the time. What do you think I am, Nintendo Capri Sun? No, I'm Tansferaga, the worst LPer the world has ever seen, damn it. I don't care if Red Super Ray hasn't parodied me yet, or if they have, I wouldn't know about it at all. I still claim to... 666, damn it. I still claim to be the worst regardless. Alright, so we've only got one now, which means hold turbo button. hope for the best. Okay, popsicles. I don't know where that popsicles thing came from, but I'm glad it came from somewhere. But yeah, at least we got good experience from fighting those things, which almost makes them worthwhile. Oh wow, we just got through that without it using split and stuff. I was gonna keep that silent so I could cut it out, but I mean, that was impressive. But yeah, those enemies, do not like them. I do not like them, Sam I am. Spartacus. Okay, Deathclaw, these... Oh, these are the enemies that I was talking about for the Dragoon thing, I think. These enemies will divide when you attack them. And you probably saw that during the undersea cave thing. But the more you attack them, the more numerous they get, so... Your best bet is to kill them off in one hit. If you can't manage to do that, then they become a much bigger roadblock in terms of your progress. They do quite a bit of damage, but really, you just want to kill them as quickly as possible. Luckily, because they divide after taking damage, the clone usually won't have that much health. You can also confuse them and trick them into attacking each other, because that way they won't divide. Deathclaws also can't divide when confused. And Deathclaws can't divide when they attack themselves. And they also don't have the ability to split on command, so... They're not that threatening, but... compared to a lot of the enemies we've fought so far, they do get a bit tough. The best way to take out splitting and dividing enemies is with a Magic Knight. I swear every time they start to divide and split up and whatnot, it sounds like a dentist's drill. I mean, go back through the video and listen to that. I'll be waiting here at whatever mark it is. Or you know what, I can have you listen to it right now. Yeah, punches, 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 there we go. It's a more high-pitched and annoying sound than I am when I talk. Fancy that. And you guys in the audience are probably thinking, oh, why are you so hard on yourself? You're not that bad. No, none of you in the audience are thinking that. All of you in the audience are probably just like, shut up so we can listen to the music. This music is... This kitchen is bitchin', you know? No, you don't know. That's the problem. I don't know either. I mean, I said you don't know, and you said you don't know, and I said take me out, but I mean... Oh hey, we're at the Invincible. Okay, so... Noah's gift to Xande, life as a human, was the best one of all. Xande didn't understand. Time to depart. Now take the wheel and get going. Woohoo! Alright, so... That is the Invincible. Look at that airship! That is one big Mother Hubbard. Okay. Follow me. Alright, so that was an explanation of what we can do. These things are like vending machines. You can buy items from them. I've also put a fat chocobo on board here. Come on out. We can rest in the bed in the back. No, Dorg is calling. Huh? Are you leaving? Yes, the rest is up to you. First, obtain the Earth Fang, which lies in the Cave of Darkness to the north of Amur. Then come to Dorga's house. We'll have something to give you. I love that deep voice I did for the main character. Hang in there, let's meet again at Dorga's house. And she just vanishes. But anyway, this is the airship Invincible. It's got a, place for you to sleep. Slept well. HP and MP restored. It does not have a flay part. But anyway, it's also got a place where you can buy magic. The one we'll want right now is Cure 4, and we might also want Wall. For black magic, we're not really gonna use black magic throughout this game. Let's be honest with ourselves, black magic. I'm starting to think that the guy that did the LP of this game was right, and that black magic wasn't really all that useful. Let's see, weapons. So we can buy Defender, and we can buy Great Axe, Inferno, Illumina, and Blizzard Tomes, Yoichi Arrows, Loki Harp, and Rune Bell. Alright, and armor, mostly diamond armor, and white robe, black robe, and Gaia gear. And various items that we can buy. And we can depart from that ladder over there and take off. So now let's go back to Salonia, if we remember where it is. Is it north? Please tell me it's north. You know what would be great if it was north? Alright, you know what? Hold on. Where is sight? That's just great. That's fantastic. Terrific. We're lost. Oh. The Triangle Island. Which means Salonia is south, right? No? You know what? I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna go back to Amur and end the video. So, on the next time, we'll be going with the Invincible to places we could not go before. Since we now have the ability to cross over mountains. And we'll be using that ability to get the first type of... The first katana weapon in the game, and finally some use for the Magic Knight. So, until then, this is Tales Faraga, signing out. Stay tuned.